Today we're taking a look at these NCAAB matches, which are happening on Monday, February 21st, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Penn St. Nittany Lions vs Maryland Terrapins. Which Big Ten team has the longest running winning streak over Maryland? Purdue, Wisconsin, Michigan State. Wrong. The answer is Penn State. Since the 2019-20 season, Maryland has beaten every team in the conference at least once, save for the Nittany Lions, who have handled the Terrapins 4 straight times. Maryland, 12-14, 4-11, will attempt to end the jinx on Monday night when it hosts Penn State, 11-12, 6-9, in College Park, Maryland. What's unusual about the run is that in each of the past 3 years, Maryland has finished ahead of Penn State in the conference standings. In addition, the Terrapins have had the better conference record between teams entering each of the 4 meetings. This time, however, Maryland is looking up at Penn State in the standings. The Nittany Lions are coming off satisfying wins over Michigan State and Minnesota. Thursday's 67-46 victory was all about defense and physicality, as the Nittany Lions held the Golden Gophers to 32.1% shooting from the floor and outscored them 40-12 in the paint. Maryland improved to 12-14 overall and 4-11 in Big Ten play, following its 90-74 victory over Nebraska on Friday. Fats Russell was the leading scorer for Maryland with 23 points, and 5 other players for the Terrapins scored in double figures. Maryland shot 52.5% and committed just 4 turnovers, while forcing Nebraska into 12 turnovers. The victory snapped a 5-game losing streak for Maryland. ncaa is the leading scorer for Maryland with an average of 14.6 points per game, while Fats Russell is the second leading scorer and leader in assists, with averages of 14.0 points and 3.8 assists per game. Donta Scott is the leading rebounder with an average of 6.2 rebounds per game. Maryland has 3 players averaging double figures in scoring and as a team is scoring an average of 70.8 points per game. Our first pick is Penn State Nittany Lions plus 2.5 points. On Monday, the Penn State Nittany Lions visits Finity Center in College Park, Maryland for a Big Ten tilt with the Maryland Terrapins. Penn State improved to 11-12 overall and 6-9 in Big Ten play following its 67-46 victory over the Minnesota Golden Gophers on Thursday. Jalen Pickett was the leading scorer for Penn State with 20 points, while John Harris scored 10 points and grabbed 10 rebounds for the Nittany Lions. Jalen Pickett is leading Penn State in scoring and assists, with averages of 13.0 points and 4.0 assists per game, while John Harris is the leading rebounder with an average of 9.7 rebounds per game. Penn State has 4 players averaging double figures in scoring, and as a team the Nittany Lions are scoring an average of 65.2 points per game, while shooting 43.5% overall and 34.2% from 3-point territory. Our second betting pick is over 129.5. Indiana vs Ohio State. The Hoosiers might be struggling way too much lately, but they were able to get Ohio State back in early January 67-51 despite not making anything from 3, they were just 2 of 15. But that's what IU does. This just isn't a good 3-point shooting team, and it's not going to start against an Ohio State defense that's clamping down hard on the outside. Yeah, Indiana just isn't consistent enough scoring. It needs this to be played in the low 60s, and it can't rely on hitting anything from the outside. Even worse for what should be a low-scoring game like this, Indiana isn't great on the free throw line, it struggles to get anywhere close to 80%. Ohio State might not force a ton of takeaways, but it doesn't make mistakes, and it's sharp from the field. It might not do a ton from the outside either, but it'll be far more efficient offensively. Our first pick is Ohio State. Don't expect a whole lot of points, but that suits both teams just fine. Ohio State will be too good at home, it'll be far more effective from the field, and being just a little stronger from the free throw line will matter too. Ohio State has a quick turnaround from a defeat, while Indiana has more time than expected to contemplate a 4-game losing streak. Each team hopes to be the beneficiary on Monday, when the number 18 Buckeyes, 16-7, 9-5 Big Ten, play the Hoosiers, 16-9, 7-8, in Columbus, Ohio. The game was scheduled for 2 days earlier before being shifted because the Buckeyes played Iowa on Saturday to accommodate the February 3 weather-related postponement of the contest. Our second pick is under the total. Florida State vs Boston College. Florida State will look to put its struggles aside on Monday night when it visits Boston College in Chestnut Hill, Mass. The Seminoles, 14-12, 7-9 Atlantic Coast Conference, saw their frustrating season continue with an 88-70 setback to number 9 Duke on Saturday. The loss was the 7th in 8 games for Florida State. The Seminoles played without leading scorer Caleb Mills, ankle injury, Anthony Polite, wrist, and Raekwon Evans, knee. Still, Florida State showed resilience as it hung with the Blue Devils until late in the first half. With only 9 players available, the Seminoles couldn't pull closer than 8 points in the second half. Freshman Matthew Cleveland continued to pick up the slack for the wounded Seminoles by scoring a team-high 16 points. Cleveland is the Seminoles' second leading scorer, 10.8 points per game, and third leading rebounder. Boston College dropped to 9-16 overall and 4-11 in ACC play following its 76-56 loss to the Syracuse Orange on Saturday. James Carnick led Boston College with 11 points and 11 rebounds, while Demar Langford scored 10 but sat out the second half with an injury. Boston College has lost each of its last 5, and the Eagles are also going through a tough period with injuries. Mackay Ashton Langford is leading Boston College in scoring and assists with averages of 12.3 points and 3.2 assists per game, while TJ Bickerstaff is the leading rebounder with an average of 7.8 rebounds per game. Boston College has only 2 players averaging double figures in scoring, and as a team is scoring an average of only 65.8 points per game. Our first pick is Boston College Eagles plus 2.5. Boston College also is dealing with a depleted roster as TJ Bickerstaff missed his second consecutive game with a calf injury. Demar Langford Jr. also left the game in the second half with an apparent toe injury and did not return. On the bright side, Quinton Post returned after a 2-game absence due to COVID-19 protocol, and James Carnick led the Eagles with 11 points and 11 rebounds. Boston College, however, made just 5 of 28 shots from 3-point range and turned the ball over 15 times. The Florida State Seminoles visit Silvio O'Conte Forum in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts on Monday for an Atlantic Coast Conference clash with the Boston College Eagles. Florida State dropped to 14-12 overall and 7-9 in ACC play following its 88-70 loss to the Duke Blue Devils on Saturday. Florida State fell behind by 11 points at halftime and could not make up the difference after the break. Matthew Cleveland was the leading scorer for FSU with 16 points. With leading scorer Caleb Mills out injured, the leading active scorer is Matthew Cleveland with an average of 10.8 points per game. Cameron Fletcher is the second leading scorer with an average of 6.6 points per game. The leader in assists is Raekwon Evans with an average of 2.9 assists per game, and the leading rebounder is Cleveland with an average of 4.6 rebounds per game. FSU is scoring an average of 71.6 points per game. Our second pick is over 137. Disclaimer: no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.